What would you do if you discovered that the man you've been married to for 8 years has another wife? Another home? Another family? That's exactly what happened to Reddit user Throwaway Broken Life, and what she uncovered next will leave you absolutely speechless. Sarah, not her real name, was a 34-year-old nurse living in Ohio. By all appearances, she had a perfect life. A beautiful home, 2 kids aged 5 and 7, and a husband named Mark, who worked as a regional sales manager. Mark traveled for work, a lot, every other week, sometimes more. Chicago, Dallas, Atlanta, always business, always important, always just out of reach. Sarah never questioned it. Mark was a good provider. He came home with gifts. He remembered anniversaries. He said, "I love you," every single night, even on the phone. She had absolutely no reason to suspect anything. Until one Tuesday morning in March. She didn't even need to guess his passcode. It was their wedding anniversary. She knew it by heart. What she found inside destroyed her world in under 4 minutes. A second phone app. Hidden inside a folder labeled Work Tools. Messages. Hundreds of them, to a woman named Jessica. But these weren't affair messages. They weren't flirty texts or secret hotel bookings. They were normal. Did you pick up Lily from soccer? Dinner is ready when you get home. Can you grab milk on the way? Sarah's hands were shaking. She kept scrolling. Photos. A house she didn't recognize. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, with Mark's eyes. A woman smiling in a kitchen, wearing an apron, looking completely happy, completely unaware. Sarah dropped the phone. She ran to the bathroom and threw up. Sarah didn't confront Mark that night. She was smart. She needed proof, real, documented proof, before she did anything. Over the next 2 weeks, while acting completely normal, she hired a private investigator, quietly opened a separate bank account, took photos of every document in the house, mortgage, tax returns, insurance policies, called a divorce attorney. What the PI uncovered was worse than she imagined. Mark had been living a double life for over 6 years. Jessica, his other partner, believed they were common law married. They had 1 daughter together. Jessica had no idea Sarah existed. Mark had essentially split his life in 2. 2 weeks with Sarah in Ohio, 2 weeks with Jessica in Indiana, like clockwork, for 6 years. The PI even found evidence that Mark had told Jessica he was an only child, because Sarah's family occasionally appeared on his social media. Sarah finally confronted Mark on a Sunday morning after the kids left for her mother's house. She laid every piece of evidence on the kitchen table. The PI report, the photos, the receipts, the phone records. Mark didn't deny it. He sat down, put his head in his hands, and cried. He said he never meant for it to go this far, that he loved both of them, that he didn't know how to stop. Sarah said one thing: "Get out of my house." She called Jessica that same afternoon. It was the hardest phone call of her life. Jessica answered on the second ring, cheerful and unsuspecting. When Sarah explained everything, there was a long silence. Then Jessica said, "He told me his ex-wife was unstable. I thought you were the crazy one." They stayed on the phone for 3 hours. Sarah posted her story on Reddit's r/relationship_advice and r/AITA, not looking for validation, but because she said writing it all out helped her process the trauma. The post exploded. Over 47,000 upvotes, thousands of comments. Top comment: "You are not the asshole. You are a warrior." In her update post 3 months later, Sarah shared, "Mark was served divorce papers within 2 weeks. Because of the financial fraud involved, he had been hiding income across 2 households. Her attorney was able to secure a very favorable settlement.
Jessica filed her own legal action against Mark for emotional damages. The two women, both victims of the same man, stayed in contact. Sarah described Jessica as the only person in the world who truly understood what I went through. Mark, last anyone heard, was living alone in a one-bedroom apartment in Columbus. Sarah ended her final update with this: "I lost a husband, but I found out I'm stronger than I ever knew, and my kids have a mother who doesn't accept lies. That's enough for me." And if you want more stories like this, real, unbelievable, ripped straight from Reddit, make sure you subscribe to That Actually Happened. We post new stories every week. See you in the next one.